Well, hello. How are you? And welcome back to Emergency Management Made Easy with me, Lauren, your instructor. I hope you've had time to think about our last class regarding CPTED, crime prevention through environmental design. Because today, in class number 26 of the series, I'm going to complete that class with Urban Planning 102. Very simple. Just a continuation to give you additional information regarding your desire, maybe, to decide whether you are interested in emergency management or the planning aspect of it. There are many, many aspects of it that you can partake of as you graduate from high school. You can take classes in college. Just decide what your interests are. So this is Urban Planning 102, another interesting and historical overview that I hope you enjoy. Another approach, term defensible space. Now that's interesting. First time I've ever heard it is when I started doing this research. Defensible space. And it was developed concurrently by architect Oscar Newman. He and C. Ray Jeffrey built on the previous work of Elizabeth Wood, Jane Jacobs, and Shlomo Angel. Jeffrey's book, Crime Prevention Through Environmental Design, came out in 1971, but his work was ignored throughout the 1970s. Newman's book, Defensible Space, Crime Prevention Through Urban Design, came out in 1972, and his principles were widely adapted, but with mixed success. And later CPTED models were developed based on the Newman model, they called it, with criminologist Tim Crow being the most popular. In 2012, Woodbridge introduced and developed CPTED in prison and showed how design flaws allow criminals to keep offending. These are just a few of the outstanding scholars who helped to develop this concept and later the design concept for housing authorities throughout the United States, as we coined low-income housing. Alarm systems and other equipment. Well, let's go back to the equipment. The most basic alarm system consists of one or more sensors to detect intruders and an alerting device to indicate intrusion. However, a typical premise security alarms employs the following components: Premises Control Unit, PCU in parentheses, or panel. The brain of the system. It reads sensor inputs, tracks arm and disarm status, and signals intrusions. In modern systems, this is typically one or more computer circuit boards inside a metal enclosure along with power supply. Alerting devices. These indicate an alarm's condition. Usually these are bells, sirens, and or flashing lights. Alerting devices serve the dual purpose of warning occupants of intrusion and potentially scaring off burglars. That's good. These devices may also be used to warn occupants of a fire or smoke emergency condition. Keypads, small devices, typically wall-mounted, which function as the control interface of the system. In addition to buttons, keypads typically feature indicator lights, a small multi-character display, or both. Interconnection between components. This may consist of direct wiring to the control unit or wireless links with local power supplies. Security devices. Devices to detect thieves, such as spotlights, cameras, and lasers. Computers. Cybercrime is a prevalent global threat. Ensure all passwords are protected, changed frequently. Use of malware and virus protection is highly recommended. Use of malware and virus protection is highly recommended. Never leave your computer on or unattended when not in use. Wi-Fi. Separate public and private use of Wi-Fi offers control of persons who can access sensitive information over the public network and restrict the security system to private Wi-Fi networks. Bollards. When installed properly, they guide traffic and mark boundaries. They come in a wide variety of shapes and styles. Bollards can be installed to physically block vehicles and protect both people and property. They are made from metal, stone, cement, or plastic. And I'm sure you've seen them in front of buildings and to block any cars or anyone from running into buildings. So now you know what they are called, bollards. Barrier doors. Doors should be solid wood or metal with minimal glass and are only as good as the locks and the door jambs that secure them. Locks should be deadbolts installed by a professional locksmith. They should go at least 2.5 or 3 inches into a steel jamb. It should not be possible to open the deadbolt by breaking and reaching into a nearby window pane. If the lock is near a window, it should open with a key, but sliding bolts and hotel-style bar locks can be present for quick securing. Glass doors. Doors with excessive glass near them are not recommended. Glass that is tempered, bulletproof, or Lexan are recommended. Sliding bolts and chains can be used to secure less used doors that are away from the main entrance when the building is not in use. Care must be considered in maintaining emergency egress in case of fire or emergencies in which escape is necessary. Interlocking door systems. These systems are site-specific applications used for houses of worship, government, and buildings that can be closed and activated from the inside at the main entrances for use during services. If security spots a dangerous or armed person approaching the building, this would hopefully delay the bad actor from entering the main parts of the building. Two-way radios. Eliminate faulty or spotty cell phone service. Security teams, staff, and all businesses can relay information quickly throughout the campus buildings and grounds. Safe rooms. The rooms are recommended during active shooter training and incidents. They are pre-planned, designated secure rooms and spaces to retreat to should the building, residence, business, school, college, campus come under attack by armed intruders. The room should have solid doors and more than one exit. Sturdy locks are recommended that can be locked from the inside without keys. Tornado shelters. These rooms can be used for weather-related or security situations, depending on their location. Fencing can be used as a barrier to entry. Although they can be scaled, they act as a deterrent if bad actors does not want to be detected. The location and type of fencing is site-specific, and if fencing is installed, a maintenance program should be implemented to keep the fencing gates in good repair or operating condition. Parking lots, be observant when entering parking areas and do not leave valuables inside of your vehicle for your safety. So this is 101 to 102 level. CPTED, crime prevention through environmental design. Or hopefully some of you will assist in making a career decision. A career decision or changes in your profession, whatever you choose. It's an interesting profession. I enjoyed it, the emergency management side of it, but there are many aspects of it, including planning. So think it over. Maybe discuss it with other students in class or on your college campus or your security teams where you work or where you attend school, and get some insight as to, and go, of course, online resources are there as well. But as you can see, historically, there were many levels of people who were involved with in many professions in the planning for this career. I'll see you next Friday. And thank you for coming to 102 class. You did it. I knew you were ready for it. Something different. And we took a step. This is a step in a different direction. And it wasn't even difficult because most of the information we've already discussed in previous classes. And all I did was kick it up a notch and provided additional insight